Hello everybody, thanks for joining me again. Well, we've spent a few days now up in northern Sweden and we've travelled along to Abisko tourist station, just standing at the railway station, and we're just about to head off to walk part of the King's Trail, which is a long trek through the mountains in northern Sweden. So we're hoping to see some wildlife, but who knows, these trips are not predictable. But the scenery is absolutely stunning. It's overcast today, but ideal for a walk, only about -7 to -10. Let's see what we can find, shall we? Well, so far this is a well signposted track and quite well trodden. The snow is packed down, so easy walking so far. What a stunning landscape. Okay, I'm going to be a bit more quiet now as we get further along the trail. See what we find. Well, I was going to take some photographs along the way. Couldn't resist a shot of the railway station before we left, with its trolleys outside and its typical Swedish red paintwork with the white fascias. Really nice. And I like how it's just isolated against the white background. And most of the houses in Abisko were this red and white coloured. A few mustard coloured ones. Really like this straight on shot. Square crop. With the picnic bench outside. It'll be a different place in the summer months. And of course, the locals know how to move around up here. I took a few record shots as well. This of the two snowmobiles. And I think they're fence posts in the background, not wood for the fire. But shows the local area with the birch woodland behind. And of course, some locals are more adapted to the conditions than others. Really like this photograph and the detail in the ears. And as you can see, the colour of this lovely sled dog really complements the background and its environment. Really at home outside. So, we were walking the King's Trail, and this little part of it was made into a little nature trail. Had some orange markers along the way, and this one was probably a remnant from the past, but lovely to see, and thought would make a nice image just isolated. Hopefully you can make out the mountains in the background. We're getting a little higher now, got a bit more of a vantage point. There's Lappoten, the mountain behind us, and then down there is Lake Tornetrask, I think is how they pronounce it, and the tourist station where we're staying. So as you can see, it was really quiet. Looking down at the lake, you saw the odd figure using it as a highway. This lake didn't seem to have so much traffic on the Torn River close to the Ice Hotel. That was more like a motorway. So I like that lone figure, but also I just like looking across the ice and the patterns across the lake. Makes just a nice minimalist shot. I'm sure not everyone's going to like this, but just shows the wide open spaces. And then of course, this is probably Sweden's most famous mountain view of Lappoten, this U-shaped valley. The King's Trail follows up the valley, and there's lots of walks around here. Caught it just right with some moody skies. But I also like this, not the classic shot of the mountains, but really like this minimalist shot of just the bare rock and the snow. All I did was just pick out some shapes. Really like this. Just walked across a section with a boardwalk underneath the ice, which was weird. Could hear it popping and cracking under your feet. I can see birds. Listen. Well, as you'd expect, in these cold conditions, it's really difficult to find the wildlife. This willow tit, though, I did manage to get a shot of him a day later. Not when I took the film, he was flitting around too quickly and I had the long 600mm lens on and he was just too close. But I took this the following day, just along the footpath. There were a pair of these willow tits flying around inside the birch woodland. Took quite a few shots to try and focus in on the birds as they went through the undergrowth, but good result. Well, we were walking towards the mountains, as you could see, but didn't see much. Only had one small bird, which was too close to get the long lens to focus on. So I did take a little bit of film, and hopefully I got some good shots of the trail and the mountains beyond. But now we're down along the frozen river here and making our way back towards the tourist station. It's just so quiet out here. Well, rather than the grand vistas, this was one of those places where it's nice to concentrate on the small things. I tried to compose these birch trees so you have an idea of the forest we were walking through. Just focusing on the first one and let the others fade out of focus. And there were some odd shapes of old wood, fallen, weathered. Really quite like this strange looking piece. like the textures and the little bit of colour. And of course tried a bit of more classical woodland photography, tried to capture this whole tree, like how it comes out of the photograph and almost expands into the top of the frame. Really nice. Not sure if you can see this. There are some footprints disappearing down the bank there, going across the river, and something's gone along the shoreline as well. But nothing to be seen just yet. Well, just having a sit and bite to eat before we move on. Apart from the odd person walking past, very quiet. Still trying to concentrate on the smaller things. Just look down the river and down this canyon. The rocks had some really nice colours. I like the greys and the beige sandy colours, just contrasting with the white snow. And I think this was probably my favourite photograph of the walk. I like the rocks, those beige colours again, warming the scene slightly. Yeah, this one really sums up the landscape. Well everybody, I think I'm going to end the video there. Not much wildlife as you could see, but never mind. What a fabulous walk around the King's Trail here. It's just started to snow a little bit more heavily, and this is forecast for this evening, so time to head back into the warm. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give it a like, and hopefully I'll see you all again next week. But for now, cheerio.